Thanks for your support as channel member, Callum! We're riding high at Haas after victory in Bahrain last time out. We've got our eyes set on more silverware in Imola. Hello folks, and welcome to episode 42 of Haas with F2 and GP2 champions only. We're gearing up for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, made in Italy with cheese and pizza and whatever else they want to add on to the Grand Prix title. We are second in the Constructors' Championship after victory last time out in Bahrain. Pierre Gasly getting the job done on the last lap to beat George Russell and Charles Leclerc to the victory. We probably should have been on the podium in Melbourne, but things didn't quite work out our way. And we're aiming for another good weekend in Imola. It's an ATA qualifying weekend because I forgot to change all of the settings in the calendar, which means we got the standard 2023 allocations of sprints and alternative tyre allocation weekends throughout this final season. So here are the standings that we have so far after 2 rounds. Red Bull 73 points. They are 21 points clear of us, so we probably won't catch them anytime soon, to be honest. But I mean, if we can get Drugovich up there alongside Gasly, we can erode that advantage, I say a bit quicker, slowly, but still a little bit quicker than that. Here's the drivers' standings. Gasly just 2 points off the lead of the top. Gasly just 2 points off the pace set by Max Verstappen. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Let's have a look. And there's Drugovich there in 6th. Let's have a look at car performance for Imola. And we're now down to 2nd. Oh, because I changed something over on Drugovich's car. Hang on. Gasly's car first. We're very good in low speed. We're very good in high speed. Kind of okay in medium speed. And we've got good top speed as well. So, judging by that, we should be the team to beat again in Imola. So I think there's not much left to be said, to be honest, because it's very much a turn up and race, because we have a car that we can fight with now. So I think we're all good. There is a couple of additional parts actually that I should tell you about. We've got a new front wing and a new rear wing on both cars, and a new suspension on Gasly's car only because we didn't have enough parts. So Drugovich has the slightly worse suspension package, but he'll be absolutely fine, I'm sure. So I'm going to get to qualifying. I'll see you on the track. Qualifying 2 has been a bit of a disaster. We had a lot of traffic on our final run, well, on both runs for Felipe Drugovich, and he's ended up 15th. So we've got a lot of work to do with him. It's not him being slow necessarily, it was just traffic. Getting it at the wrong time. Yeah, not particularly great on my part. It's all very, very close. Look, the top 10 covered by less than 0.3 of a second, so it's incredibly tight. If we can get a toe and we can nail the lap, we'll be on pole. If we don't get a good lap in, we're going to be 8th or 9th. It's going to be really, really that close. We have improved from obviously we've improved from session to session. It's hards, mediums, now it's going to be softs. So let's see what we can do in Q3. But bad news, of course, for Felipe. He is eliminated. Okay, it's crunch time. Max Verstappen has just done a 2nd lap in this session and failed to beat us. He got a whole load of traffic in the middle sector, which explains the yellow 2nd block there. And he has dropped time, which means we are currently on provisional pole position. However, there are drivers ahead who are going to be putting in lap times. We're not improving in our first sector. Russell, Alonso, Leclerc and Perez all have, and so has Lewis Hamilton. It's very tight at the top. We're not improving. This is not a good lap from us. We did get a toe, big toe, from George Russell on the first lap. Perez goes 3rd. What does Russell do? He's got Leclerc right in front of him. What are these two going to do? Over the line they go, and it's no change. We are on pole position for the 3rd race in a row, unless Lewis Hamilton has something very, very special up his sleeve. But I don't really see it coming because The traffic in middle sector. Wow, Hamilton. He does have it. He's so close. Write him off at your peril. Honestly. Lewis Hamilton for the Tifosi gets within 31 thousandths of a second of pole position. But it's not pole position. That goes to Pierre Gasly. He is unbeaten in qualifying this season. He's just a one-lap merchant, isn't he? Obviously, we're going to have to do something a little bit clever with the strategy for Felipe Drugovich, considering he's starting 15th on a track where it's very tricky to overtake. But also, you lose an enormous amount of time in the pit lane. So we're going for a two-stop. We're going to go hard on the softs to start with. We're going to get an undercut on everybody else, run a second set of softs, then put on some mediums to the end. Gasly, much more conventional, medium-hard strategy. It's generally the way to go in Imola. And we've underfueled with both drivers. Drugovich is like 7 laps underfueled because we need the car to be really light. He needs to make progress. And then when he comes out in free air, he needs to be really, really fast. So the aim is just to get him in the points. If we can get him, I don't know, maybe 8th, that would be amazing. But it's going to be tricky because the field is very close in terms of pace. But Gasly, we're shooting for the top step of the podium again. So let's get to the grid. And sadly, we're going to have to break the Tifosi hearts and deny them a win. Okay, 5 red lights will signal the start of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. The lights are out. The race is on. It's a good start for Gasly. It might be a better one for Max Verstappen, you know. And Lewis Hamilton is on soft tyres. Can he go around the outside to take the lead? Verstappen has actually bullied his way into P2, which I don't know. Drugovich is already 16th. Oh no, sorry, he started 15th. No, sorry, I thought he started last. He's now 17th. Dude, this is no laughing matter. No laughing matter at all. Okay, lap 5, and we have lost the lead. We haven't managed to escape from Verstappen, but he's on the same tyre strategy as us, I would think. And unless he's doing a two-stop, we'll just have to shadow his movements. And at the moment, we are doing a better job on our tyres. So happy with that. Drugovich, yeah, this is not working out at all, is it? I've got him driving in clean air, and we might as well just conserve the fuel now because we're in a DRS train and can do nothing about it. Might just be a long game for Drugovich. In fact, he's going past Doohan at the moment. This is much better. There we go, Felipe. That's much more like it. As Gasly challenges Verstappen for the lead. We've got some progress for Felipe Drugovich. He has gone for the big send into the chicane. And almost a little bit of contact there with the Williams. He's up into 12th place now. So things are starting to look a little bit more rosy for the Brazilian. And at the front, Gasly remains on the tail of Max Verstappen. And here comes Drugovich challenging Sainz into the Villeneuve chicane. And, wow, successfully on the exit, getting the job done. Sainz back up the inside through Tosa. Have we got the drive? Soft tyres versus hards. We should have the grit level to out-drag the Mercedes. And indeed, we do. In comes Felipe Drugovich for the first of his 2 pit stops. He had dropped to 11th, having got ahead of... Oh, come on. Oh, wow, that was an incredibly slow stop. Ah, oh, this game, honestly, it shows you that everything's done and then they just don't release the car. It's so silly. Right, we've got an even bigger recovery job on our hands now. Going to set Gasly up for an overtake here. Let's see if he can find a way past Verstappen down the pit straight. The Red Bull is quick in a straight line. And look at that. We're finding it very difficult to find the way through. But do we? Do we find the way through? I don't think we're going to. I might just have to settle for staying in second. And indeed, we do not. Gasly round the outside of Piratella into Acqua Minerale. They're just wheel to wheel at all corners of this racetrack. And actually, we will continue this fight. I think we'll get DRS at some point here. Are we going to find the way through this time? Yes, we will. Oh, Verstappen has pitted early. Much earlier than I thought. Lap 24 he's come in. We're going a bit deeper. So the Dutchman, he'll have to deal with some traffic. We've got yellow flags. Not sure who that was. Piastri running wide. And now it's a Mercedes on our tail. It's Sergio Perez. We're going to let our strategy play out because then we've got the better tyres towards the end of the race. That's my thinking. Put yourself in a position at the end where you can strike, because that's what won us the race in Bahrain. Gasly on his way to the pit lane. He's followed George Russell in. Charles Leclerc also in behind us. We did lose a little bit of ground. There's been a crash, but I don't think it involves any of our... Well, it doesn't involve Drugovich, and it's not involving Gasly. Right, we need a good stop here, please, fellas, in the pit lane. Much better. We still come out behind Russell. Where is Verstappen? There he is. He takes the lead again. Perez is going to come through. I think we've lost out quite heavily with this strategy. Yeah, we've lost out to Verstappen, Hamilton and Perez. So we're down to what is currently P7. Alonso's come past as well, but they're all on much older tyres. Time penalty for Théo Pourchaire for causing a collision. And we also need to save our fuel. So this is not going very well for us right now. We're really struggling to get past Fernando Alonso right now. I need Drugovich to make... Not Drugovich, Gasly to make this move. But we're just not able to get the Aston Martin. We've got more yellow flags. Pourchaire keeps locking up. And now he's running wide. Are we going to find a way past the Aston Martin this time? It hasn't got DRS. And we are into Tamburello through. Come on. This is more like it. Now we need to get Leclerc. And then we can get motoring. Drugovich is still in 17th. His race is absolutely in the mud. Because of the strategy and that slow stop. So he's just fighting an uphill battle, really. He'd probably do well just to get back to where he started in 15th. But with Gasly, we'll focus on him and try and at least get him back on the podium. Okay, we've managed to reach the DRS range of Charles Leclerc. He doesn't have DRS at this moment. We've had to push our tyres a lot more than I would have wanted to get here. But that's what happens when you lose track position. We should have probably responded a bit earlier to our rivals, but we were counting on having better tyres at the end. Honestly, I thought more of the AI would stop when Verstappen stopped, and we'd have a big offset on everybody. Oh, Leclerc going off the circuit, handing us the position. Beautiful scenes. Thank you very much, Charles. That's very charitable of you, and we will say thanks very much and be on our way. It's taken us a bit longer than expected, but we are now going to get some DRS activation to challenge for a podium. 5th place is not what I'm looking for out of this Grand Prix. Drugovich may not actually finish this race because of the fuel situation. Gasly probably needs to save a bit of fuel as well, but we'll do that once we are firmly embedded in the DRS of Perez ahead of us. But obviously in a DRS train it's much more difficult to overtake. I'm not really sure who's going to be on the podium because it could be any of this 4. We're trying to find a way through. We're not really able to do so. This is what happens when you're in a DRS train. You just can't make progress. Hamilton all over the back of his former teammate Russell, looking for that 2nd place. Perez is waiting to pounce on any errors, and we're just hoping that they all crash into each other at the moment. And we're hoping for a problem for Verstappen, but he's kind of away and gone right now. So getting the undercut and that track position has paid massive dividends for him. Drugovich is 16th. The less said about his day, the better. And okay, Hamilton is going to be ripe for the picking here. We're going to take the position away from him because he is running out of tyres. Russell's actually caught up to the back of Verstappen. So if we can get a wriggle on, we might be able to find a way through. Gasly, is he sending it? No, he's not. We need to attack on the tyres. We need to go for it, Pierre. Come on, we need to get through. We're losing so much time. We need to find a way through. Round the outside of Piratella. Okay. And I think we will be fine from here. Now we can attack on the tyres and just go for it. Russell, having played bridesmaid for the first 2 races, is sizing up a victory. Although I'm sure Verstappen's not going to give it up easily. We're going to finish off the podium and from pole position for the 2nd time in 3 races, unless we can sneak away past Sergio Perez. I'm not sure we're going to be able to. Can we send it into the final corner?
Copy.
Don't think we're close enough, to be honest. Tyres are screaming out in agony. But we're going to cross the line almost as one. George Russell takes victory. 3 different winners in the first 3 races. And we miss out on a podium. Our strategy, it almost played out perfectly. But we lost too much ground early on through the initial pit stop phase. And we lost out from there. Drugovich coming home a lowly 16th. Maybe the less said about this race, the better. But what we do know is the pace is certainly there when we need it. We do need to keep carrying on developing the car. Gasly climbing out of his machine. He'll be very disappointed with that. He loses 6 points to Verstappen in the championship fight. I would assume George Russell takes the lead in the driver's standings. He does indeed. And we now find ourselves, instead of 2 points off the top of the driver's standings, that is 14 points off the lead. However, you know, a couple of wins and that lead is completely eradicated. And if you take the fastest lap in both, you have a 2-point lead, no matter what George Russell does. Yeah, not quite the result we were after. But anyway, that's still good points on the board. You've got to keep them ticking over if you want to be in a championship battle and succeed. Make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more F1 Manager content coming very, very soon. And I'll see you for Monaco, round 4 of season 3. You're the best fans. Bye for now.